Welcome back to my channel. My name is Clarissa and I'm going to be doing a taste test for the authors Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. About a year and a half ago, I started reading again and I gave this book 5 stars. Since I gave this book 5 stars and I haven't read any of their other stories, I wanted to see if I would like their other works and to see if I would consider them my favorite authors. So like I said, I did give this one 5 stars and I really enjoyed it. So I picked up their other books, which in order is The Wife Between Us, An Anonymous Girl, and then You Are Not Alone. I own An Anonymous Girl, so I'm going to save that one for last. Since I am a slow reader, I'm going to start with these ones first, and since I got them from my library, I want to go ahead and get them out of the way. And I'm going to start with The Wife Between Us since it is their debut. Then I'll read You Are Not Alone next, and then An Anonymous Girl. So yeah, in this video, I do want to see if I consider Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen my favorite authors. So I'm going to read all their books that they have written. So I didn't get to update you guys when I was like around page 100, but so far I had really nothing to say, just that I was liking it. I mean, I'm enjoying my time, like the pacing, the like mystery of it all, like what's going to happen next. And I was reading last night and then there was a twist, like, so I'm already halfway into the book now, and there was a twist or like a reveal, I guess, but right now I'm confused and I had to stop though. Like, I still wanted to like read so I could get a better understanding, but I was like, okay, I want to wait so I could, you know, update you guys. But I'm really confused, so I can't feel like totally 100% shocked, but I do still feel shocked though, because I'm like, is what's happening actually what's happening, you know? Like, I'm not sure. So yeah, anyways, I can't talk about it, but yeah, I'm not sure if what I think is happening is maybe kind of like a sci-fi type thing with like past present. That's all I'll say. I'm hoping that's not that, only because if it is, I didn't expect that in this story, because I thought it was just a domestic thriller, so I wouldn't have expected that. So I'm not entirely sure. I have no idea which direction this book is going in. But yeah, so we're already halfway through. Something crazy happened, like I said, and so I don't know what's going to happen from here. And I just got to part 2, so I'm like, what's going to happen after this? Like, there's still like what, 150, close to 200 pages left, maybe. Like, there's still half the book left, and so I have no idea what is going to be revealed like next after that, you know? So I have no idea where this is going, but I was just mind blown last night, totally, but at the same time confused. Like, that's the thing, I feel confused but also like, you know, so I have no idea. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading right now and I will get back to you guys. I want to give an update on The Wife Between Us. So, okay, so first of all, yesterday I read 100 pages, and yeah, I want to finish this book today. I still have 100 pages left though, so I don't know if I will. If I don't finish it today, for sure I will tomorrow. So here is where I'm at now. I'm almost done. I don't know if it's focusing, but yeah, I'm almost done with it now. Let me see where I'm at. I'm on page 239. So I'm almost done. I do want to say that with what my thoughts were last time I updated, you guys, that's what, okay, what I thought is not what was happening, which, like, thank goodness, because that's like I said, or I don't know if I said that, but I think it would have been kind of like science fiction or something like that. Yeah, I feel like it would have been like sci-fi or something. So yeah, it turns out that it wasn't what I thought it was, which is good, because I wouldn't have liked that. And what it turned out to be was something else, which I don't know if I liked. I'll, mention it when I review this book and in the spoilers. But this book does have, I don't know. It's like I can't really say anything because I think it'd be a spoiler. So I can't say too much, but yeah, I'm enjoying my time. Like, I'm reading it really fast. I saw a review because I wanted to look at reviews just a little bit, but not too much because I didn't want to like spoil myself. But I read a review saying that they thought it was like boring and like nothing was really happening. And I don't feel that way. I'm really enjoying it. I'm reading it really, really fast. But yeah, like I said, it still was confusing, and I don't know if I like that. But yeah, I still don't know where this is going. I'm hoping that there's going to be like another twist, or at least another reveal, because there's like a few questions that I have so far, but I do know that for sure that I'm gonna have to like reread this book all over again to like, it's kind of like, like those movies where when you watch them and they're like confusing, and at the end you're like, it's like a psychological thriller, and then you're like, okay, I need to watch the movie a second time to like see the clues. It's like that. So I'm definitely gonna have to read this book again. And so far though, because I do like this book and I'm hoping I'll like the next one as well, I think I'm going to buy this book and maybe the other one too, since I already have the Golden Couple and I want to have all their books, because I really like these authors, at least like so far. So yeah, I think I am gonna buy their books, and this one being one of them for sure. And then, like I said, I'll reread it and get like a better like idea. So yeah, I just want to reread it and just like see if things make sense, because now it's like at this point it's like, okay, what I want to know if their writing like was actually kind of like falling into line, and if it actually makes sense, or if it was just kind of like messy, because they kind of like take you in the wrong direction and like steer you off course, I guess. But yeah, and I don't know if they did it in a messy way or if it actually makes sense. So yeah, that's it for my update. I will get back to you guys soon. Hopefully I can finish this book today, but we'll see.
C'est parfait. Je vous remercie.
Au revoir.
Okay, first off, sorry for the background noise. My dishwasher is on right now, but I just finished The Wife Between Us last night and I really liked it. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 or 4 stars. But yeah, I really liked it, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and give like a review at the end of this video and not right now. So yeah, finished this one. So this is the order that the books were written. But yeah, so finish this one. I'm gonna start this one today, and then once I'm done with the library books, I'm gonna start on this one, and then I think that's when I'm gonna give a review on every single one of these books and put them in order from which ones I liked least to most. But yeah, let's get started on You Are Not Alone. So I don't know if I gave an update yet at all for this book, but I just finished part 1, but so far I'm really enjoying the story. I'm having a lot more fun reading this than The Wife Between Us. Not to say that anything was wrong with The Wife Between Us. Like I said, I liked it, but I think just because this has to deal with a group of women, I think I just like that, and I think I just personally find that really fun. Like, for example, when I read The Perfect Mother, like overall that was a bad book, but I had fun reading it because it was like revolved around a group of women. So yeah, I think that's why I'm really enjoying this. And so far in part 1, they're just trying to figure out, the group of women, they're just trying to figure out like who the main character is. Shay, they're just trying to figure out who she is, what does she know. And now it seems like in part 2, I haven't read it yet, but just based off how part 1 ended, it seems like they're going to use her now to their advantage for something. And I think it's to I think they did something wrong, like something illegal. And I think they're going to use her to like clean up their mess and clear like their names. But yeah, I think that's what's going on so far, and I'm really liking it.
I've just turned 18. And I think I understand what people mean to each other.
Oh my gosh, so I just finished part 2, and I'm whispering because COSMO is sleeping, so I don't want to wake him up. But yeah, I just finished part 2, and I feel so bad for the main character, Shay, because she is just, I feel so bad, because these sisters, like the group of women, it's not really the group of women, it's the 2 sisters, and then kind of like 2 other girls that do stuff for them, but I don't think they really know why they're doing it, except for maybe one girl. But pretty much it's the 2 sisters that are the masterminds of this whole thing, and they're just like messing with Shay, and kind of like they're definitely going to use her for their benefit. And I just feel so bad that she's going through this, because she seems like a really nice woman who like just wants like friendship and love and all this stuff, you know. So it's just so sad to see her like going through these things and having her emotions played with. But I do hope that the sisters and like the group of women kind of like get caught in what they've done, and so that there's justice, and then that would be ironic. So I hope somehow Shay figures it out. And yeah, I don't know, I just feel so bad right now. But yeah, I'm about to start part 3 right now. So right now there was just a twist that I did not see coming at all. So I'm like pretty excited, and there's only 10 more pages left. So let's see how it's going to end. I still have no idea. But hopefully it doesn't end bad, because so far I'm really liking this book, and I think it's gonna be a 5-star. So yeah, just 10 more pages. Okay, so I just finished You Are Not Alone, and I liked this one a lot. This one was really, really good. Just really quick, again, I'm gonna give the reviews at the very, very end, but in that last like 10 pages, the ending before the epilogue was like, I forget the word, not lackluster, but it was like, I forget the word, I can't think of it. Not that it wasn't intriguing, but it kind of like lacked. But after that, the epilogue I really liked, and it gives me the feel, like the same feeling of the ending, or I don't know if it's like the ending or if it's an epilogue, but in The Golden Couple, that's how it ended too, where it's kind of like heartfelt. And that's why I gave The Golden Couple 5 stars. And so yeah, like You Are Not Alone was written before The Golden Couple, so I'm thinking if that's maybe when they started to kind of, you know, end their books that way, because in The Wife Between Us, I don't think it ended heartfelt at all. I already forgot how it ended, but I know it was kind of like meh, but you know, I still enjoyed my time overall. but this one ended really good, and so did The Golden Couple. So I'm wondering if this is when they started to kind of find their style. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna give this one 5 stars. And now that, you know, I finished my library books, I'm going to read the book that was between The Wife Between Us and You Are Not Alone, which is An Anonymous Girl. So I'm gonna start on this one today, and yeah, let's see how it goes. And I'm wondering how like the ending is, like if it's going to be like heartfelt, like I mentioned, you know, so that will kind of like clarify when their style kind of changed. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one because this will be my last book that I need to read from them. So yeah. Okay, so we finally made it to the end of this video. Hopefully the video wasn't too long. For me, it feels really long because I have been recording and making content and stuff like that and reading the books for a long time. I think maybe for like 3 months straight. A lot has just happened, or has been happening in my life, so things have been very like spread out. But I'm finally going to give my review on all these books because it's been a while since I read these 3 books. My feelings and thoughts aren't that fresh, but I will read you my reviews, and those were my thoughts at the time. So I want to start with The Wife Between Us. So that was the first book written by Sarah Pekinen and Greer Hendricks. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I believe I already said that in this video. So I want to, let's see. So I'm just gonna read to you what I wrote. I said, The Wife Between Us is a domestic thriller with many twists. It's about a toxic relationship, keeping loved ones close and being honest in order to heal. Our main character, Vanessa, was left by her husband for another woman that is younger than her. Vanessa seems to be obsessed with the new fiance and trying to make sure they don't marry. I did like this story. I saw some reviews saying that it was boring, that nothing happened, and that kind of is true, but I still had fun on the ride, wanting to know the truth and what was actually going on. I liked that there was a secondary character, and that was Vanessa's aunt. I liked her, and I liked that she was incorporated in the story because, you know, the ex-wife, she seems like she's crazy and obsessed, and, you know, but when you see her interacting with her aunt, you kind of see her more as a person that you could like sympathize with. So that's why I liked that touch. This is a dual timeline, and it's pretty confusing, but I believe it was meant to be this way for the story, you know, so that way it could seem like twists and turns. I will say that it was repetitive at times. I think throughout part 1 and part 2, a lot of characters ended with sentences like, she doesn't know what I'm about to do, if only she knew, stuff like that. So that was pretty annoying because yeah, it was just kind of like, it seemed almost like at every single chapter that it would end like that, you know, and it was just too much. I felt like the epilogue was rushed. At the end, I wish there was an update with the aunt because I'm not gonna say what happens, but it's kind of left on a cliffhanger. Some information was said, or like an action was, you know, done, and then you don't hear anything about it after that. So yeah, I wish there was an update with that. Aside from that though, I really did enjoy the ending. I know that there was a few twists, like still, like at the end, like you found out something like at the very end, the last chapter, which I really liked. Not only was the twist good, but just the fact that, you know, you were still kind of like being kept on your toes. And what I got out of this was, don't lose yourself in a relationship and always have someone close to you, whether that's a family member or a friend. And the average rating on Goodreads is 3.85 out of 5 stars, but like I said, I gave it a 4, so I did rate it a little bit higher. So yeah, let's go on to their second book, which is An Anonymous Girl. So let's talk about An Anonymous Girl now. This is the last book I read from them. I will say that I really liked it. I'm not sure if I gave any clips or anything about, you know, when I finished this book and my thoughts on it, because again, like I said, stuff was going on. So it was really hard for me to pick up this book. It was really hard for me to finish it. It was just a lot of drama, a lot of stuff. So yeah, I don't think I gave any like b-roll of me, you know, finishing up this book. And yeah, not to say it was bad, it was just, you know, it was really hard for me. So what I wrote is An Anonymous Girl is about a woman named Jessica. She is going through some financial struggles. So when she overhears a client's conversation about this experiment that pays, it's not really experiment, it was more of a like survey about ethics and stuff like that. So yeah, she heard about the survey, and you know, you get paid for it, and she really needs the money, and so she decides to participate in it. It was supposed to be a one-time thing, but then the doctor, Dr. Shields, ends up choosing Jessica to help her with more testing. And then that's when there's actual like experiments being done. As time goes on, the tasks become more strange, and Jessica begins to think that things don't add up and maybe Dr. Shields is dangerous. This book starts off really fast at the beginning. Jessica is already starting the survey, and I did think that this book was creepy. Not like to say like it's a horror or anything. It was just like it had creepy elements because you could tell like somebody is watching her, you know, and kind of like, I don't know, just like watching her every move. And because the survey deals with, you know, ethics and morality and stuff like that, I feel like it really makes you think about yourself, because there were questions in this story. And, you know, yeah, it really makes you think and ask questions about your own life. There are multiple point of views. There were some times that I was confused because characters would talk about the past, but it goes along with a twist and it ends up making sense. It's kind of like the same thing with The Wife Between Us. Like I said, The Wife Between Us, there were some confusing parts because, you know, it's supposed to be for the story, for the twist. This kind of did the same thing, so it was a little bit confusing. Because of that, I think I will have to read this again so I could get like a better grasp on the story. But yeah, so it was a little bit confusing. Reading this personally made me face some struggles. It was hard for me to pick up this book because of what was going on in my personal life at the time. I ended up finishing it, and it took me so long because for a long time, so I wasn't going to talk about it, but, you know, just to explain a little bit, Noah and I separated. So during the time, you know, I was moving and packing my stuff while I was still reading this book. And because the topic or what was going on in this book was already kind of like sensitive to me, you know, that mixed with like, you know, what's going on, it was really, really hard just to want to pick up this book because it was good. I was really liking it until, you know, stuff started happening, and so I didn't want to pick this book up. Not the book's fault, just, you know, personal thing. So yeah, I think I stopped reading this book for like a month, I want to say. And then once I finally settled in where I'm living at now, once I settled in and things kind of, you know, calmed down, that's when I picked up the book again. And I just wanted to like, you know, I just wanted to get it over with. So I did end up finishing it after a while. The ending was really, really good. I did love the ending a lot in this story. I did find it like ironic and funny because I had to deal with like kind of like, I forget the phrasing, but like, you know, flipping it or switching the table, flipping the table. I don't know, but you know, just like switching things up, and it was kind of like a revenge ending. So I really liked that. So even though this book was hard to get through, you know, again, not the book's fault at all, I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. And I do plan on reading it again to actually enjoy it, you know, in the future, because I really did think this was a really, really good book. Also, for the warnings for this book, I don't think I wrote any for The Life Between Us, but for this book, I would say the warnings are suicide and cheating. Now I'm going to talk about You Are Not Alone. Okay, so one more thing for The Anonymous Girl. Like I said, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and on Goodreads, the rating is 3.81, so even less than The Wife Between Us. I'm going to go ahead and just tell you what You Are Not Alone, where that one stands. I also gave this book a 5 out of 5, and on Goodreads, it's a 3.76. So You Are Not Alone is about our protagonist, Shay, who witnesses a woman commit suicide. This causes her to feel a lot of guilt. She looks up this woman and finds information on her memorial because she's like wanting to know who this lady was, you know, like she can't stop thinking about her. So she decides to pay her respects, and then in going, she meets the woman's friends, 2 of whom were very inviting, and they are the Moore sisters. Shay has a lonely life, no friends, no job, and now no home, so she starts to gravitate towards the sisters more and more because she wants to find a place that she could belong to. But little does she know that the sisters have other reasons for wanting her around. So the writing style is that there's multiple POVs, it is dual timeline, and it is split into parts. I want to say the other books were split into parts too. I just didn't make a note of it, but I think they were. And at the beginning of Shay's chapters, she always has like facts on top, which I really liked. I really liked that little detail because it kind of gave you an idea of what that chapter is going to be about. You also get Amanda's point of view, and Amanda was the lady that committed suicide. So you get her point of view, and then you start to see like the days leading up to her death, which I really, really loved. You get the backstories of the other women in the friend group. So there's like there's the Moore sisters, which are 2 of them, and then there's maybe about 4 or 5 other women. I can't remember too much. But yeah, I would say, you don't have to, but I would say maybe keep notes just in case, because you know they're all connected in some way, and like, you know, like how they know each other, how they became friends in this group. So I would probably write notes just in case, just to make it easier. So you get the backstory on each of these women, and you see how they know each other, and you get their sense of their characters and what they all have in common. And yeah, so you get the backstory of each of these women as well. I did find it a little annoying that Shay became so obsessed and invested in this woman, because like she ended up like digging herself in a hole, you know, with her friends and, you know, the friend group or whatever. But it's like that never would have happened if she wasn't so stuck on this woman. And I understand that people, like, when you kind of like witness something, even if it's like, you know, on the side of the road, or, you know, like say there's police in your, you know, in your town, you want to like check the news, see what it was about, see what happened. So like I understand, but I just felt like it was unrealistic, because I feel like she was too invested and like obsessed with this woman and like her life, her friends, you know. It was kind of weird, or like she went about it a weird way. But I did like her. I did like the main character. She was really nice and likable. Just that little part was kind of like weird. Other than that small flaw, it really was fun to see the story unravel. I loved the characters. They were all distinguishable. The resolution though did leave me feeling discontent. I didn't like how it played out, but the book itself actually ended really, really well. So yeah, like towards the end it was like whatever, but the actual ending, like, you know, the last paragraph, the last sentence, that was really good. It had a heartfelt ending, which always gets me. That's what I like, and that's usually how I gauge if I'm gonna give a book 5 stars or not. So yeah, I really, really love the ending. I want to say that An Anonymous Girl had an emotional or heartfelt ending too, but I can't remember too much. Also because it's not in my notes. I didn't write that in my review. I want to say it did, because I remember feeling and thinking like, okay, I noticed a trend. Like, you know, their first book, The Wife Between Us, it ended a certain way, but then more and more and more, they started doing their endings, you know, that pulled on your heartstrings. So I want to say that Anonymous Girl did that, but I'm not 100% sure. Warnings for this book is suicide, rape attempts, and sexual assault. So yeah, I'd be careful with that. Okay, so I wanted to do like a fun little thing where I kind of compare my ratings to Goodreads. So not including The Golden Couple, I'm just talking about these 3 books that I read in this video. The best one based on Goodreads is The Wife Between Us, then An Anonymous Girl, and then You Are Not Alone. But in my opinion, in my rating, I would say the best one is You Are Not Alone, then An Anonymous Girl, and then The Wife Between Us. An Anonymous Girl and You Are Not Alone, I gave both 5 stars, but I think I just like that trope when there's multiple women, when there's a group of women, multiple, you know, characters. I think I just like that a little bit more. And yeah, so those were my ratings. As you can see, I gave them very, very high ratings. 4 was the lowest, and then, you know, 5, and then 5, and then The Golden Couple I also gave 5 stars. So based off that information, I would say and consider that Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen are my favorite author duo. Also, I can't remember if it's Greer or Sarah, but one of them just came out with a book recently, which I'm super, super excited, because I haven't read a book by just one of those authors specifically. I've only ever read, you know, their books when written by both of them. So I am really, really excited to read that one. So yeah, hopefully I can pick that up soon and do a book review on that. I also want to see if The Golden Couple, if I still like it and if I still consider it 5 stars. I also think that'd be a fun little video. But yeah, that is my Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen taste test. Yeah, I really do love these authors, and I can't wait to read more from them. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. Hopefully I will see you next time. Hopefully I'll come up with more videos soon. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.